Hey, Steve, you came in to say
Brad.
hi.
I'm
All right,
leaving.
we are live, and I am just back from the hand doctor. I have what's called dioptrins disease, if you haven't heard of it, meaning it is getting harder and harder to reach into small, tight spaces. My wife said, I want a divorce.
Yeah.
Since 2020,
We're aiming high tonight.
We've done plenty
Oh,
of
it gets
virtual
worse.
comedy shows online, and though the virus is slowing, we'll keep going because we've still got lots of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
Welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. It's a Zoom meeting with jokes. So please turn on your camera, turn on your mic, unless you have barking dogs or a rabid moose in your living room, in which case, please mute yourself for Pete's sake, and let's have some fun.
It's the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Steve Goodie and Brad Tassell. Tonight, Steve and Brad welcome comedian
Jeff Shaw,
plus funny songs from
Lauren Mayer,
and a patty melt from Patti Vasquez, and much, much more. Now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Yep. That was the most subtle of all the jokes I wrote on that one. Some were pretty not subtle, kids. Hi, welcome everybody. I'm Brad Tassell. This is the Virtual Comedy Show. It's a little thing we do every week about this time with Steve Goodie and Patti Vasquez and a couple of talented folks whose self-esteem probably took a hit. I get them on the rebound, as it were. This week we have comedian and influencer Jeff Shaw. Jeff, what did you say? And of course, singing sensation and probably still not on the Trump train, Lauren Mayer. Lauren, are you on the Trump train? Only if it's going into a wall. So anyway, and yes, we have some people on this show that have had some challenges in life. Like last week, our headliner, Tim, had just beaten pancreatic cancer. And we've also had friends who have lost loved ones, among other things. Well, I have what is called dioptrins disease. It was diagnosed today. Have you ever heard of it? Don't worry, I'm not asking for a GoFundMe or a telethon, but this disease is pretty serious. For those that don't know the grim details and the symptoms, they are pretty graphic. The most pronounced symptom, I have some lumps in my palm. Oh man, just horrible. Just a few little lumps.
Not palm lumps.
Palm lumps. I know. Don't get squeamish. And if you have a strong stomach, I'll show you the other debilitating symptom. I can no longer bend this pinky. Look at that. Oh, that is rough right there, buddy. Your life is forever changed when you can't push this pinky back as far as you used to. It's been tough on me. They say if this progresses a great deal more, I might have to get a shot in my hand that could pinch for a second or two. So really, I know, don't cry for me, Argentina. I know it's tough. I know. I wouldn't call myself a hero. But today I went in fully ready to get a needle injected in my palm. My doctor is Dr. Tuna, by the way. That's his real name. He came in as his assistant was about to give me this little shot. And he goes, stop. And he looked at my hand. And he goes, those aren't bad. Go home. Fantastic. But he did say that prolonged gripping of a pen might cause a bit of cramping. So I'll take all your thoughts and prayers if you've got them. So that just all goes to prove that my life is easier than everyone's in the world. All right. After that little bit of silliness, let's get real and do the real suffering and have some jokes. Let's see what's up first. Oh, here it is, everybody. Are you ready? First joke. Dane Cook, comedian Dane Cook. Jeff, you ever work with Dane Cook?
No, I have not.
I'm either. Dane Cook, comedian, 51, married longtime girlfriend Kelsey Taylor, 24, today in Hawaii. My first thought was, long time? What? At 24? At 24, listening to 3 songs from the 70s is a long time. How long did he take? 6 years they've been dating. Add that up, folks. 6 years he's been dating her. She's 24 right now. Taylor said this on Instagram. A few weeks ago, Dane got on one knee and proposed. And that wedding will happen now that I helped him up and he got a knee replacement. So she went on to say, I can't wait to spend the rest of his life together. The couple is also registered at Hot Topic and Dr. Comfort Orthotics.
And Forever 51.
And Forever Hot Topic. And I was just saying, yeah, I'm going to Forever. Kelsey also quipped that she couldn't wait for what's to come. And I've got 2 words, Durupston's disease. Honey, let's have the honeymoon. Okay, great. All right. Well, that's we started slow. I think everybody's got their mics low. Here we go. An officer south of Tulsa is being charged with cruelty after tasing a dog more than 5 times and spraying it repeatedly with pepper spray and then threatening to shoot the dog. How he thought the dog would know the gun was the next level, we'll never know. That's oh no, says the dog. It's going farther. William Roy Golden is now on administrative leave for abuse of a 50-pound English bulldog and because his last name makes you think he's a dog person. By the way, the dog was in no way aggressive at all and had just gotten away from its home. Golden justified his action by saying he was mad. So, yes, his wife said, "You think that's bad? You should see what horny looks like." Okay. That one came out of nowhere, didn't it? The camera's going to bounce. I taped this in the wrong place. Crap. And I just ripped the next joke in half, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Hopefully I've got it memorized. Crap. Here's half of it.
The upside is this will take half as long.
And it's the only one that's 2 lines. It's not 50 lines. Let me rip the other one off here. Let me see if I can tape them together. Okay. Kraft has had to recall, hey, this could be some of you, you might need to know this. Kraft has had to recall 83,000 cases of processed cheese after they were found to contain actual dairy. Okay. That was it on that one. Hey, you know what I'm going to avoid? I saw Janet and I were looking at stories today, and we saw stories, at least 2, where people were attacked or mauled by alligators. And I'm avoiding that to tell this feel-good story. A dog in India ran into the river to avoid a pack of feral dogs and was rescued by 3 crocodiles that helped it to shore when it became disoriented in the water. Did anybody see this? You can see them nudging, Kevin saw it, you can see them nudging it to shore and safety. It's said that many animals in the wild will show emotional empathy to other struggling animals, even if that animal is usually food. The 3 crocodiles after this were then called woke by Ron DeSantis and banned all books about crocodiles in Florida. So there you go. Damn crocodiles better start eating those dogs. Pieces of garbage. All right. Hey, Swifties. Who's a Swiftie? Steve's a Swiftie. That's not creepy, Steve, that you're a Swiftie. Okay. Swifties are all a shiver that Taylor attended rumored boyfriend Travis Kelce's NFL game this week. The fans then started a rumor, totally true. The singer left the stadium inside a metal popcorn machine so fans wouldn't catch her new budding romance. A metal That is all very silly, of course, and not true, as Taylor was captured casually leaving the stadium after the game under a nacho cart. So just stupid. What number was that? 14. Hey, I forgot this one. Let's go back. NASA has collected samples from the near-Earth asteroid Bennu. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And that is, well, of course, Alice has. She's all science. And that thing is as big as the Empire State Building, isn't it? It's like huge. The capsule that they had landed on Bennu to collect the samples. And it had traveled, that capsule, almost 4 billion miles. And the samples will teach us a great deal about the universe. The asteroid is what's called a near-Earth asteroid because it orbits around the solar system. Bennu was said to possibly be coming very near the Earth around the year 2175, more than a century from now. But after the capsule landed on it, it'll crash into the UK next week. So that was about as long as you could go for a
Either
joke.
way, Keith Richards gets to see it.
That's right. Yes, that's right. Up close. So, all right. Okay, 4 more, and Patty's here to hear them.
Yay!
Yeah.
She's going to regret that she came. Hey, the Writers Guild of America and studios have agreed to a contract, everybody. This looks like it might be over. Writers will be back to work. Writers will be back to work in early October on drafting 150,000 Drew Barrymore bad timing jokes. If she waited 2 more weeks, she wouldn't look like an idiot. Okay. All right. Hey, over the weekend, President Biden was at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Conference. Boy, the jokes can start right there, can it? If Biden is going to speak at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Conference, he called LL Cool J, LLJ Cool J, which is just kind of Biden-y. But then he doubled down and called the rapper boy. He said that boy. Now he quickly recovered and said, that man has biceps bigger than my thighs. Joe then said, 23 skidoo, and where's my raccoon coat? I think that's I don't know. You're right. That one was hard to work on. Okay, 2 more, and then we're out of here. Show's over. And Lauren's got her headphones on and everything. Hey, she did the headphone thing, Steve. That's nice.
Yeah, I know.
House members on both sides are calling for indicted New Jersey Senator Robert Menendez to resign after federal corruption charges. Menendez is adamant that he will not resign until George Santos wears that cute little cocktail number to the next karaoke party. Because he likes to drag. All right, and here it is, the last one. I think we started okay and fell apart at the end. Here we go. To protest the new Senate relaxed dress code that John Fetterman uses, not to wear a suit on the Senate floor, Rand Paul, you may have all seen, showed up in a red bathrobe and barefoot. Yes. He looks fine to me, said every one of Paul's ophthalmology patients. Because he's bad at it and they can't see. All right, that's all I'm going to go with that. I was at the doctor most of the day today.
What's that?
It was traumatic to drive all the way to Louisville and back and only get lunch.
Not everybody can even write one joke after what you've been through. You wrote a whole.
I've been through some. I think Patty can occur that I've been through
lumpy
so much.
hands. Patty, you missed it. His hands may be lumpy.
Yes, I have a few lumps in my hands, and you know how debilitating.
I was going to ask, the stiffness in your pinky, is that going to affect your ukulele?
Well, no, because it's been this way for 2 years already.
Okay.
This is how my hands have been for 2 years.
Just don't want the
just
other fingers to catch on.
I just now went and got it looked at. And well, I think the part is he says, "Can I play the ukulele?" And he goes, "Well, you suck at it anyway, so it doesn't really matter." Yeah, I'm not very good at the ukulele as it is.
I think.
So, all right, do your thing.
All right. It is essentially, technically, time for the top 10. But before we do that, Brad and I, 4 weeks from tomorrow, will be doing the American premiere of our show, Sting Along with Brad.
Oh.
In Nashville. Brad, don't look confused. You know this.
Okay. Yes.
That's right. Tuesday, October 24th, we'll be premiering the show, and I've sent a workup of a poster for it to Brad, ask him for his opinion, and he's been too busy worrying about his lumpy hands to have a really good look at it. So we're going to show it to everybody and see what you think. This is sort of a promo moment, and you can give me your 2 cents on whether this poster is any good. That's right. It's Sting Along with Brad, starring Brad Tassell, musical director, me, guy who would hate this, Sting.
I can't comment until you tell me if that caricature is supposed to be Sting or Brad.
Exactly. I think that comment is exactly what we're looking for.
Actually,
It's going to be anywhere near Nashville on October 24th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Come on by at Agave's Mexican restaurant here in Nashville. There's no cover, but we will pass the hat, and if you slip us 10 or 20 bucks, that'd be great. and buy some Mexican food so we can keep this restaurant open. All right,
Yeah,
enough of that. Let's
I'll
do.
spend more on Mexican food.
I
So
know.
Jeff, in when I was flyering in Edinburgh, people would talk. I'd look at that and laugh, and I'd say, well, that's drunk Sting. I'm more like Mrs. Doubtfire in Sting had a baby. You know,
All right, let's do this.
do that.
And I forgot to say this. I want to say this right now. Dane Cook's girlfriend of 6 years said yes to his proposal, and she has clearly and amazingly made it 6 years without seeing his act, or that would not have been a yes. Anyway. All right. As always, I am late to the party. That is just kind of that's my thing. That's my trademark. I'm always late to catch on to what's going on in the news. I'm just now writing some jokes about Lauren Boebert. It's tricky. It is very tricky because you want to make fun of her without doing what the kids call slut shaming. So I've finally come up with a top 10 that I think serves all the purposes we're hoping for in a comedy show like this. It's top 10 musicals that Lauren Boebert should see next. You know, she got thrown out of Beetlejuice, the musical, but that's not the only musical in town, and I think she could get thrown out of a lot more if she puts her mind to it. So these are the top 10 musicals that Lauren Boebert should see next. Number 10, The Book of Morons. Number 9, Miss Saigon, I have to ask you to leave. Number 8, Guys and Dopes. Number 7, The Reproducers. Number 6, Fiddler on the Doofus. Number 5, Phantom of the Trailer Park. Number 4, The 2 or 3 Remaining Commandments. Musical. These are the top 10 musicals that Lauren Boebert should see next. Number 3, My Fairly Idiotic Lady. Number 2, The King and I Gotta Donate Some Money to Adam Frisch. And the number 1 musical that Lauren Boebert should see next, Mamma Mima. You know, on any other night, that would be fine. That would be plenty. But I had more. I had more, and these are going to cross the line pretty badly. So sorry, Patty. Here we go. Bottom 10 musicals that Lauren Boebert should see next. Have the top 10, now the bottom 10. Here we go. Number 10, Little Shop of Ho. Okay, we're not going to do any slut shaming or Patty will yell at me. Number 9, West Side Horry. Damn it! Number 8, well, since I'm in trouble anyway, Wham Bam Thank You Hamilton. Number 7, MILF of La Mancha.
No,
That was number 7. I want you to know I'm going to start apologizing for number 5 right now. We're not at number 5 yet. We're just on number 7, but I'm apologizing for number 5 now.
7 doesn't need apology.
Number 6, Shawingin' in the Rain.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
That's funny.
I'm really sorry about number 5. Number 5, Les Misérables. That's just.
Oh my God.
Number 4, Chicago. Get out of here. Number 3, Granny Get Your Gun. Number 2,
Granny, grab your gun.
Sound of Stupid. And the number 1 musical that Lauren Boebert should see next, Beauty and the Nitwit Who Somehow Got Elected to Congress.
Yeah.
Twice.
So you got 20 of them this week. Yikes.
Yeah, that's
Brad?
you know, her with the sex stuff. That's the only thing I respect about her. So there you go.
Exactly. I know. If she just let everybody else do the stuff she's doing, everything would be fine. Speaking of doing stuff everybody should be doing, hey, it's Lauren Mayer.
Lauren Mayer does everything.
Who's still muted? Unmute, please, Lauren Mayer.
I just unmuted. I was just
yeah.
speechless by your top 10 and about how.
That's what I'm looking for. I don't want laughs. I want everybody to shut up. Thank you. All right, Lauren, we're very excited that you're here because if anybody's topical, it's Lauren Mayer.
Yep.
It's not to be taken internally. She is topical.
topical. You ready?
For now,
or
3
do you-
songs from Showboat.
Yeah. So here, you know the deal here. We're going to run a little intro for you. Then you're going to do a song. I have no idea what you're going to do. Then I got to answer it. And then you do another one. So
Got it.
here we go.
It's our musical guest, Gonna sing something funny and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest, It's time for our musical guest. Lauren Mayer.
Oops, I'm supposed to put on her face. There we go.
There.
Hi.
No, don't put on my face. I'd like to keep it. So I have to pile on the Lauren Boebert story just because I am terribly embarrassed to have the same name as she does. You know, when people don't get my name, you know, if they're my age or older, I'll say Lauren like Lauren Bacall. If they're younger, I'll say Lauren like Lauren Graham. But now it's Lauren like Lauren. Ew, I can't say it. And I don't consider it slut shaming to make fun of somebody for behaving really, really poorly when she is a hypocrite about it. Again, if she allowed everybody else to do whatever they wanted with whomever they wanted, that would be fine. But she's a hypocrite. And each new detail of this story that came out was more and more hilarious, particularly the fact that the now ex-boyfriend is a Democrat who owns a bar that has drag shows. So can you blame me for wanting to do it? And so I took a song that was used in the actual musical Beetlejuice and had my way with it. So here we go. This is from the movie too. Vape, vape, vape it, Lauren, vape the way you do. Vape, vape, vape it, Lauren, be disruptive too. Show, show, show the kitties as you let some hunk grope, grope, grope your titties while you grab his junk. My congressperson is Lauren. Her behavior we are abhorrent. This family values crusader got kicked out of a Denver theater filming the show, vaping and being rude.
Oh yeah, we all saw you.
First she said no, till the video we viewed. Theaters should outlaw you. She and some schmo were behaving so crass. And though she tried to linger, they told her to go. She responded with class, giving ushers the fingers. Shame she did, shame on Lauren. What a hypocrite. Blame, blame, blame the drag queens, you're so full of it. Blame, blame, blame excuses, all of them fall flat. Like claim, 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 it's 'cause your date was a Democrat. Even right-wingers think you blew it. Your comments show you don't rue it. Going through divorce made you do it. This Lauren went through divorce and never did that crap. Like go to a show, vaping where kids watch.
Oh yeah, we all saw you.
Make out with your beau, with your hand on his crotch.
Theaters should outlaw you.
Dressed like a hoe, cleavage down to the
With your
floor.
date then inspected.
You gotta go. Let's hope in 24 you won't be reelected. Vape, vape, vape it, Lauren. Vape the way you do. Everybody dance. Vape, vape it, Lauren. Be disruptive too. Show, show, show the kitties as you let some hunk grope, grope, grope your titties while you grab his junk. We've known Boebert's incompetent, gross, and vile, who's shown this is her only way of reaching across the aisle. So let's vote out Lauren. I made Brad laugh. I made
Wow.
Steve laugh. My job is done here.
That's fantastic. It ended abruptly. I enjoyed that very much.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm scurrying through my whole song list to see if I have anything with the word hoe in it. And I did find one. I'm not going to do the whole song because it's a mile long, but Brad knows this one. In fact, the hoe line is the one he usually does when we do this song, because it is now, since it's after Labor Day, it's officially the Christmas season. I saw Christmas lights up yesterday. I actually did. It's not even October yet. So we're just going to do this little taste of what's to come. On the 10th Christmas sweater my true love gave to me were 10 pounds of tinsel, 9 sprigs of holly, 8 bags of glitter, 7 chains of popcorn, 6 rolls of ribbon, 5 ho-ho-hos. 4 flying squirrels, 3 Care Bears, 2 kissing sharks, and a purple box full of Plan B. Okay, that's it.
You picked the classy line.
I did.
That was
Yeah, I
good.
went that way. So one more from the fabulous Lauren Mayer.
Oh, well, if you're going to bring up Christmas, I have to now defend my people and partly yours. And I'm going to do something Jewish, not specifically about Hanukkah because it's not that big a holiday, but about something that at least is true with me. And I don't claim to represent all Jewish women or all Jewish mothers. But this is a little Yiddish lesson if you don't know these terms. And if you do, maybe you'll relate to them. So.
songs often wear our feelings on our sleeve with emotions that are hard to suppress. Whether we celebrate or grieve, we're not afraid to express. And since Jews tend to be more open than others, that's even more true for some Jewish mothers. Either we're cavelling, saying we're overjoyed, things couldn't get much finer, or we're kvetching, saying we're so annoyed, oh, that's why the music here gets minor. Count on us to let our feelings out. Either way, there can be no doubt. When emotions are swelling, we're either kvetching or cavelling. Hooray! Cavelling or kvetching. Aye vey. The history of the Jews can be quite depressing. We've had a lot of cause to complain, but that makes us grateful for the slightest blessing to get a break from all the pain. So for Jewish mothers, can you wonder why we're so prone to both laugh and cry? So either we're cavelling, saying we're overjoyed, things couldn't get much finer, or we're kvetching, saying we're so annoyed, that's why the music here gets minor. Count on us to let our feelings out. Either way, there can be no doubt. When emotions are swelling, we're either, you can sing, kvetching or cavelling. Cavelling is selling, we're bursting with pride. Too much nachas, that's pride, to hold inside. Kvetching means we're wretched and we're very distressed. Either way, it's great to get it off our chest. Either we're cavelling, saying we're overjoyed, oh my God, things couldn't get much finer. Or we're kvetching, I am so annoyed, so please make the music minor. Count on us to let our feelings out. Either way, there can be no doubt. When our legacy is so compelling, and at emotional displays we're excelling, it's as ingrained as an etching to either be kvetching or cavelling. Everybody, hooray! Kvetching or kvetching. Aye, so everybody kvetching or cavelling. Hooray! Cavelling or kvetching. You can all use those words now. Mwah.
Vocabulary lessons from Lauren Mayer.
Fantastic. By
That was
the way, Lauren, couple things. One, I can speak for all Jewish mothers and women, so let me say no. And two, no, Steve, our album Kvetchmas Carol has what, 5 Jewish songs on it too.
They're all in a minor key and they're all complaining.
That's right.
Well, that's kvetching, but we cavel too. We cavel. Oh my God, my kids.
This reminds me, I meant to mention this earlier. Last night I was at the Bluebird Cafe. It was Erev Yom Kippur, which means our Day of Atonement had just begun. And I said, Happy Yom Kippur, which is not what you're supposed to. It's not supposed to be happy, but I said, Happy Yom Kippur, everybody. And they all stared at me. I was the only Jew in the room. Surprise. And so I had to explain to them what it was all about. I said, this is the day we atone and we don't eat. So that is why I'm apologizing to everybody for the show before we've even started, and I'm hungry.
I already broke my fast. So.
Well, a little later than that, I said, well, I guess I'm not a good Jew because I ordered the chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm really not a good Jew because I got the bacon on it. But anyway.
Yes, I was to say. Yeah.
Well,
I said you had the pork on the sandwich and you wore that shirt, so you need to atone
totally
again.
did. Yes. But I was wearing a yarmulke, and that's really all that matters.
That's good. That's good. So that's nice.
Lauren, that was fantastic. Where
Well,
can we
thank
see
you.
you performing live?
Funny you should mention it. On Sunday, I have a live stream this coming Sunday, October 1st. It's not live, but it's a live stream. And that is at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern on my Facebook page, Lauren Mayer Comedy Songs. You can also get my album, Don't Mind Me, I'll Just Sit Here in the Dark, which is all comedy songs about my being a Jewish mother. And then in November, I'm going to do the debut of the show built around the album. at a synagogue in Philadelphia, and I can't remember the name of it, but I am starting to tour with my Jewish Mother show. So
Oh, wow.
start working on that, and I can share a little nachas. In 2 to 4 weeks, supposedly, I'm going to be a grandma.
Yay! So you will be Lauren Boebert.
No! I was married when I had my first child,
Oh,
and I
fine.
was not 16. Let's just say.
No
And
shaming.
he's 30 and married and has a good job, so he's not a teenager.
Your
getting his
grandchild
girlfriend.
is 30 and married and has a good job?
No, she
No,
met
my
her husband
child.
now.
No, my
got it.
child. Her child. She
Makes-
got pregnant at 16, dropped out of high school.
Right.
Her
Like you
kid
do.
got his girlfriend pregnant at 16.
I dropped out of college and somehow did not become a congressperson. I don't understand.
No, because you should have dropped out of high school. See,
That's
that's what you
probably
have
what
to
it was.
do.
All
I have to
right.
tell you,
All
I made some comment to my now married, almost to be a father's son, when his paternal grandmother died, and she had great grandchildren. And he said, "How did they do that?" I said, "Well, your aunt so and so had a kid at 16, and she had a kid at 16, and he got somebody pregnant at 16." And he clapped his forehead to his hand and said, "Haven't these idiots heard of condoms?" And I think you can say that about Lauren Boebert.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank
Anyway,
you.
so LaurenMayer.com, all the information.
There's no commandment against
LaurenMayer.com.
There's no commandment against using a condom on Yom Kippur. I just want to point that out.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Speaking of condoms and
It got
Yom
real weird,
Kippur,
didn't it?
it's Jeff Shaw.
Jeff Shaw! Hi,
Hey,
Jeff Shaw.
Hey, Jeff. Woo-hoo.
good.
You know the
Are
deal
you-
here.
That's my intro, or you're gonna?
No, there's a whole
No,
thing.
we do. You've
Hi,
been here
Fred.
before.
We came up with these intros so that people's sets would be shorter because of you.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
I'm
Wow.
just kidding. No, I want the full set. I want the whole deal. Here we go.
All
It's
right.
time for our big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, do a 10-minute set headliner. Man, I'm so glad that it's Monday. Yeah.
Jeff Shaw.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jeff.
I'm Jeff Shaw, and for those of you with a really bad internet connection, I am not Laura Mayer. It's too bad for me. I'm in a good mood. I'm happy to announce that I've been chosen to star in a Netflix reboot of The A-Team.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, my character's name is Mr. Low T. I pity the fool who has to listen to this voice for the next 10 minutes. The good news is my jokes tonight are going to make you laugh. The bad news is my voice is going to make you sterile.
No condoms.
But kids are overrated, so enjoy the show. The good thing about my voice is it has prevented me from pursuing a life of crime. You can't be a bad guy when you sound like this. If I were to approach a bank teller and say, "This is a stick-up," she'd say, "Yeah, well, this is a bank, not a lemonade stand. Sit down before you fall down." I can never be a bad guy, a thug, or a heavy because I am simply not a scary guy. I am the opposite of intimidating. If I had stormed the Capitol on January 6th, the first cop who saw me would have said, "Hey, Marjorie Taylor Greene's hairstylist is here. Let him in." My dad is an inspiration because my dad had the same voice as me. His voice was just as high, but he saw the positive. He liked his voice because it served him well in his career. My dad was a senior Oompa Loompa at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. And my dad's voice was just as high as mine. When I was a kid, telemarketers would call the house, hear my dad's voice and say, "Hello, little boy, is your mommy home?" And so then my dad would hand the phone to me. Most families hate telemarketers. We couldn't wait for them to call. It was our evening's entertainment. All right, I have a confession. That really didn't happen to me and my dad. That story actually happened to Hassan Minaj and his dad. Not only did I get my dad's voice, but I also got his work ethic. As young as 10 years old, I was making money delivering newspapers, cutting grass, and shoveling snow. The neighbors would say to my dad, "That's one hardworking young lady you have there." And my dad would say, "Oh, actually, that's my son." And they'd say, "Oh, I am so sorry. His high voice threw me off. My apologies, Mrs. Shaw." My dad not only taught me how to work hard, but how to think outside the box and hustle. Because of his coaching, I won first place in the Cub Scouts candy sale when I was 8. While the other boys were going door to door selling their candy, my dad took me to the parking lot of a Grateful Dead concert. I sold $5,000 worth of Cub Scout candy in 7 minutes. My candy was gone before the first guitar solo was over. If your kids are as hardworking as I was, and they're growing up in just the right time in American history, because they want a job after school in 2023 America, chances are they'll be hired on the spot because nobody wants to work anymore, not even grown-ups. I got pulled over for speeding recently. The cop threw his ticket book at me and said, "Here, you write it." I'm going back to my squad car and watching Chips reruns on my phone. Did you know TV Land had an app? And nobody wants to work anymore, especially not children. Last summer, the neighbor kid had a lemonade stand, but she had no lemonade. Just a table with a tip jar. I said, "Sweetheart, how can you have a lemonade stand with no lemonade?" And she said, "Duh, this is a union shop." So if your kid wants a job these days, all they need to do is fill out an application and they'll be calling in sick before the ink dries. When I was in high school and I asked a store or restaurant owner about the help wanted sign in the window, they were like, "Every kid in your school wants this job. What makes you so special?" But nowadays, if a kid's like, "Hello, sir, I saw your help wanted sign in the window," the owner's like, "You can read, you're hired." My dad was a very hard worker. One time I was visiting him and my mom, and my dad went to bed at 7 o'clock in the evening when I was there. And I go, "What's up?" He goes, "Oh, sorry, Jeff, but the guy who comes to our factory and warms up all the warms up all the machines for the morning shift is on vacation. So I go in at 3 in the morning to warm up the machines for everybody who gets there at 6. I go, "Oh, that's horrible." He goes, "Oh, no, I make an extra $150 a week." So that's why I work so hard as a comedian, because I figure if my dad could have gotten up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day just to make an extra $150, I can do a virtual comedy show in my bedroom for $23.50.
$23.50?
How are you getting $23.50?
Yeah, what the heck? You getting
I'm
5 times?
I'm putting it out there in the universe for all the usual donators.
Okay, good. Yes.
Now, I've got no problem making jokes about myself. People say, "Jeff, you've got such a great sense of humor about yourself." Well, the reason why I have such a positive self-image is partly because of how I was raised, but partly because Bud Light just sent me a limited edition beer can with my face on it. And I'm hoping to sell it for a lot of money on eBay if I can get Kid Rock to sign it for me. Now, the great thing about that joke is that's a joke that both liberals and conservatives can laugh at. Now, although I'm not thrilled with the idea of President Trump running again, I would never share that opinion with my conservative relatives. I never bring up politics to my conservative friends or relatives. I just go to their very nice homes, drink their craft beer, eat their steaks, swim in their pools, and keep my mouth shut because I'm a Democrat and I don't let politics get in the way of free stuff.
A Republican.
Yeah. And although I'm not a conservative, I am against cancel culture unless I can get the gig the cancel person lost, in which case they should have known better.
Yeah.
And although I'm not a liberal, I am aware of my white privilege. However, I would say that I think there's a big difference between growing up in Beverly Hills white privilege and growing up in rural Ohio white privilege. I think my white privilege is more like white trash privilege. For example, last Thursday, I went to CVS with a coupon that expired on Wednesday. They honored it anyway. White trash privilege. And one time I got pulled over for speeding, and right. But then another time I was zooming past the cop with my muffler scraping on the ground. He looked up, saw me, went back to his Kindle. White trash privilege. And the last time I went to Sam's Club, the greeter didn't ask to see my membership card. He just said, welcome to Sam's Club, ma'am. Would you like one of those motorized carts to tool around on? I'll leave you with this. I've never been married and I've never had kids. I'm single and I'm 57. I have no idea how to use a dating app, but I can drive a stick, fold a map, and write in cursive. So take that, Generation Z.
Yeah.
But I've never been married and I've never had kids. So if you ever see me walking around with a big goofy smile on my face, now you know why. And the weird thing about being single is my friends are always trying to cheer me up, even though I like being single. They're like, Jeff, there's someone for everyone. I'm like, don't scare me like that. That's because most people view being single as a bad thing, where I view it as a good thing. You know, when a 27-year-old comedian gets a girlfriend, he's like, oh, great. Now I don't have to go to concerts by myself. But, you know, I'm 57. When I get a girlfriend, I'm like, oh, great. Now I got to buy 2 concert tickets. You know, my friends are like, still trying to like set me up, even though even though I'm fine by myself. They're like, you know, Jeff, it's never too late. You could be walking down the street one day and meet the person you'll spend the rest of your life with. And I'm like, I know. That's why I'm trying to enjoy my life now.
Get off the street.
You never see me trying to make my married friends feel bad about being married. You know, it's never too late, Brian. One day you could be walking down the street and keep on walking. I'm Jeff. Thanks.
Yay! Good job. Hey, we went on a date. We went and saw The Cure on a date.
Yeah, that was good. And that's the best $10 tickets I have ever. I've never heard a concert. I've never heard a concert sound that good in a different time zone.
Yeah. I didn't make you pay for that ticket, did I?
No, but there were $10 tickets,
yeah.
And we heard no arena in America sounds that good from the nosebleeds. That was a great show. We saw everything great.
And I don't even like The Cure, so that's the
Jeff will only date married men.
Yes.
You know what? That's pretty smart.
Yeah, we were like an Ashley Madison cautionary tale.
Yeah. That is a great name for a
write
band.
that down. You need to write down
that
Ashley
band,
Madison cautionary tale. That's funny.
Yeah, forget the sting along. I want to sing that set of songs with Jeff. Brad, you can stay home.
Go ahead. If you're doing The Cure, I ain't coming. That's all there is.
Jeff, where can we see you performing in the next little while?
When this show is re-aired on YouTube,
Tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right.
I will be on the carnival celebration. And the chances are, if you're on the carnival celebration right now, you're not watching this because the internet's not fast enough.
All right. Excellent.
look.
Thank you, Jeff.
I added Patty in at the same time.
Wow, neat.
Patty,
Now there's the faces.
we want to see how offended you were by Steve.
Yeah, we do want to find that out. But let's do an intro first.
Okay, do
You
an
ready,
intro.
Patty? Here it comes.
It's time for a Patty Melt with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses. She's melting down. It's a Patti Vasquez, Patty Melt. Let me have it.
Hello. Okay, is this the first time in months that I have not been in front of my stove or in my
Yeah.
bedroom in a corner?
Yeah.
I am outside of the Montrose Saloon in
Woo.
Albany Park in Chicago, right there. There's actually on the door it says customers enter in rear, and I was like, you know what? Do not enter. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, that just tells you how much I've been holding in who I really am for all these shows being really clean. I don't know if Steve Goodie offended me because I have been hanging out with my good friend Steve DiCarlo. Oh, sorry, Steve. Steve Goodie. By the way, Steve Goodie, Mark DiCarlo was thrilled with your intro song to my show. Yeah, it was very fun. He's performing here tonight, and by the way, how scary is Chicago? Look at these very scary streets. I can't be out here and be safe. It's very scary. Ooh. And I say that because I was at a wedding this weekend, and there was a guest who had come in from Albany, New York. And I said, what time did you get in? And he goes, I got it at 9 a.m. I'm leaving at 8:30 tomorrow morning. And I was like, oh, okay. What have you seen? And he goes, I went to Kenosha. I wanted to see the Mars Cheese Castle. You guys. And you know why? So he goes, you know what? I got back into the city. I was done there. And I decided to go on an architectural tour on the river. And he goes, you know what? I was really surprised. And I was like, surprised by the architecture, how beautiful it is. He goes, no, how safe it was. You guys. He believed all of those news stories about how people are getting shot. I mean, like, I can see in the middle of the street right now. See how scary it is? Look at this. Woo! This is where I get hit by a car, isn't it? So he was a cop from Albany, New York, who believed all the Fox News stories. And I'm amped up right now, not only because of that, but so my friend Mark's cousin is also a conservative. And I made the mistake of, I was talking about Griffin going to Chicago, University of Chicago. We just moved him in this weekend. And he's like, oh, what's he studying? And I said, history and philosophy. He goes, oh, is there any money in that? And I was like, it's not really, I wish I tried science and math. I was like, be a doctor, be a scientist, fix the climate, do all those things. He wants to write about it, and that's fine. And I said, I've always known he was a philosopher and a writer. And I stopped and I go, what are your politics? And he goes, I'm the mirror of my cousin, and Mark is a very liberal, progressive. And I was like, I'm going to do this joke anyway. When Griffin was 12 years old, he texted me and said, isn't it great that we have a Republican Party that believes in life from the womb to the cervix? Which led to a whole, let's not say argument. Let's say very loud conversation over the music about abortion and the death penalty. And yes, there are times when someone's yelling at me about the death penalty. I'm like, what about John Gacy? And that makes it interesting.
There you go.
Yeah. You know what? I never even pulled it out of my pocket until the last couple of years, until I had to start talking about it because I had to. And I was like, so what about that? Is that for the families? Because I'm just curious. Is that for the families? And you know what he said? He said, well, it's worth it. And he said, even executing innocent people is, by the way, I'm against the death penalty. Have we not said that? I'm against the death penalty. My family's life was never better with him being gone. It doesn't help, doesn't make anything feel better. And I said, well, what about innocent people on death row? And he goes, you know, it's worth it to kill someone who's innocent to save other lives. No,
What
it's really
lives are you saving?
Exactly. But Is it?
They're already in
No, he's
prison.
got like. He was like, if you execute one person who you know is a murderer, you save 3 other people. I'm like, where are these numbers coming from? And the other thing was, oh my God, he said he hates Trump. He voted for him in 2016, voted for him in the last election, is going to vote for him again. And he said, look, I know that, most people, they'll do the right thing. He wants to have this thing where you can like every 7 years, every law has to be renewed. And he said, look, if yeah, exactly. And he's like, what about, and you know what I said? I said, what about sodomy? And he was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, some states outlaw sodomy. Should that be one of those things that you renew? And he was like, you know what he went for? He went for slavery. He went for slavery. And he was like, states wouldn't renew slavery. I'm like, are you sure about that?
Yeah,
Have
really.
you seen anything coming out of Mississippi and Florida? Because I'm pretty sure they would go right back. Anyway, look how safe my city is. Look at this.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm going back inside.
Patti Vasquez!
Thank you.
Wait, did you just push your button? Patty, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
It's just
Where
a
is she?
Zoom thing. You know the deal. When Brad and I do something simultaneously, everything goes fluid.
So first of all, slavery not a law; it's in the Constitution at this point. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I know.
And Janet and I were in Washington D.C. this weekend, the bastion of all crime, and it was quieter than my neighborhood. I mean, it was just people outside walking, eating. It's just silly. People are. Where do we get these people? It's horrible.
So I'm in Albany, not Albany, it's Albany Park in Chicago, which is it's like Montrose and Kedzie kind of. And it's look at this beautiful beer garden. Look at that. These people outside, they're all terrified. There are people in there and they're all terrified. Watching some football game, scared out of their minds.
I'm scared for them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
You rock. And be sure to watch the playback of this and find out if you were offended.
It's not about being offended. It's about like, I don't have to do this. Like, if I gotta follow somebody who says the R word or does a horrible serial killer joke, I'm like, you know what? I'm not feeling it.
I know. You don't have to explain it.
Like,
believe me. I get it.
Just say it.
Now we're being threatened. I don't have to do this.
Yeah, but I have to do
Exactly.
this.
If I was in a comedy club,
Another dumb song from Steve for no reason.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Patty. I thought we were done. Anyway,
never done.
never done.
Never.
I know a lot of you are fans, longtime fans of one Tom Lehrer. Make some noise if you're a fan of Tom Lehrer.
Tom Lehrer.
Three of you, excellent.
Janice
As you
is
may or may not know,
clapping and hearing nothing.
The man's catalog is nothing but classics, and he made it all public domain in January of this year. Anybody can do anything they want with any Tom Lehrer song, and it's perfectly fine. So the Thump, the Funny Music Project, is putting out a tribute album to Tom Lehrer, and multiple people are providing multiple songs in their own styles. Tom Lehrer songs, a whole CD of them. And here's my contribution: the hunting song, which you may or may not have ever heard, but I live in Tennessee, where everybody can carry whatever kind of gun they want, anywhere they want, with no licensing required. So this is the hunting song. I always will remember 'twas a year ago November, I went out to hunt some deer on a morning bright and clear. I went and shot the maximum the game laws would allow. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a cow. I was in no mood to trifle. I took down my trusty rifle and went out to stalk my prey. What a haul I made that day. I tied them to my fender and I drove them home somehow. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a cow. The law was very firm. It took away my permit, the worst punishment I ever endured. Turned out there was a reason. Cows were out of season and one of the hunters wasn't insured. People ask me how I do it and I say there's nothing to it. You just stand there looking cute and when something moves, you shoot. And there's 10 stuffed heads in my trophy room right now. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a purebred Guernsey cow.
Yay!
Thank you very little.
Thank you.
Where are you, Brad?
I'm right here.
What's
Tom,
that, Laura?
what kind of song? Tom Lehrer's got a ton of songs out, so you can just do anyone like you've been dead for 75 years.
He's not dead, but he's allowing people to act like he is.
I know.
I'm on that album too, Steve.
Oh yeah, what song are you doing?
So Long Mom.
You would pick a mom one. Good job.
It's perfectly appropriate since when we just moved.
It really
my mom
is.
moved
And
to her own-
Lauren's gonna do that song right now, everybody.
We'll do it next time. We'll do it next
Okay.
time.
Play the thing. Let's do the thing.
Time for Brad to beg for money.
Brad begs for money. Hey, we need your money. We don't charge a cover for a 2-drink minimum, so what did you expect, Jack?
Why am I still here?
I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we'd like to thank all the people that do donate every week. Some people donate. Some
Thank you, people who donate.
We are very sweet of you, and we thank you for your support. But now we need some more people to donate because we just found out that we owe Jeff Shaw $23.50. So,
And that's why you're hosting, because I've just been sitting here ready to get my own 2350 call back in, and you beat me to it.
I'm so sorry. You've been holding on to that the whole time. So we owe Jeff $23.50. So that means we need 5 times that amount this show just to pay Jeff. So please.
Yes, and not only that, we're going to figure out what is going on with Jeff's genetics. We're going to call it 2350 and me. All right, I'm leaving.
Right. By the way, did you hear that Frankenstein? Where does Frankenstein go to get his genetics done?
Where does Frankenstein go to get his genetic testing?
23 and them.
But bum.
It doesn't work in America either.
Never works
everybody.
anywhere.
Never worked in Edinburgh.
Gotta
never
give us some
worked-
money so Brad
No.
can write better jokes.
If you go to
I'll sell
virtual
for
comedy-
$21.75.
All right. Sold at 22. So anyway, if you go to virtualcomedyshow.com, click donate to the comedians, I will never ever tell that joke again. That's
Worth every penny.
worth every penny. There's a limit though. So anyway, go that, and we'll also get Patty into a safer town. I think that'll
Yeah.
work.
There you go.
Okay, play the thing. Let's get the
All
thing.
right, it's
get out of
time
the
for the worst joke of the week.
Worst
Oh,
joke.
it is.
Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke. Boo! That was the worst joke ever.
You ever write a joke and you needed a punchline so bad you threw in anything? Well, that's this joke. Here we go. Director John Waters got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today, and he said, "I am closer to the gutter than ever." The director is known as a proud maker of filth. And one of his film ends, if you've seen it, with Divine eating actual dog dew at the end of the film. One leading critic said, and that's still better than the Fast and Furious series. And look, somebody's joining us the last
virtual
second.
comedy show. We learned a lot of stuff we didn't need to know. Like a yam is the same as a sweet potato. That's what you get when you watch this show. Fascinating, isn't it? We have a lot of fun at the virtual comedy show. It's better than sitting home playing with your toes or going to the dump to watch stuff decompose. Keep coming back to the virtual comedy show. We hope you enjoyed the virtual comedy show. You don't have to dress up, no. You can be like Brad and go commando. Every Monday it's the virtual comedy show. See you Monday at the virtual comedy show. It's at www.virtualcomedyshow.com. That's right.
Dream done.